Hello everyone, and thanks for joining. Uh, Welcome Hijab, Malik, Majid, Imad. Thanks everyone. Let's give it one more minute for people to join. And yeah, thanks Imad. Thank you. So we can just start talking high level a little bit about today's session. We're going to talk about automation as a service. Automation as a service as a context of the top-notch technology. And so hopefully by end of this session, you will understand how is it and how it will work. Okay, let's wait some more, uh, another 1 minute, and then we can start. Can you all confirm my voice is clear for you and you can see my screen without any problems? All right, thanks, Imad. All right. Okay. I think we're good to go. So again, thanks everyone. Welcome, Muhammad, Thomas, Fuad as well. And so today we're gonna talk about automation as a service. As a start, introducing myself, this is Ihab from Top Notch Technology. I see it's already some familiar name for the new ones. Welcome and looking forward to meet you in person as well. So in today's call, we're talking about automation as a service. It's a concept, it's a big, so we try to hopefully by this call analyze it, destructure it, so you guys can understand what exactly done in the context of the Microsoft low code ecosystem and how we're gonna help you say hopefully adopt this technology. So what we will cover in this call. So first of all, definitely we will see what is the automation as a service, and most importantly, why it's not only technology. Okay, so we need to understand the piece of, let's say, process optimization part of it rather than the technology, how we deliver it. Because it's a concept, so it's not a tool, it's not a one-time thing. So how we deliver it. This is one thing we will go through as well. Then we will say what's the difference between the one-time project and the automation as a service, and hopefully at the end what success look like on these services. And I just want to add that we will have a QA at the end. So if you have any questions, you can just drop them in the chat during the session or just wait for to the end, and you are welcome. All right, so to start with, I think most people seen this before. So we have mainly three pillars when we talk about automation and transformation. So first we have the management, CEO, C-level people talking about vision, company goals, missions, and how we have to adopt technology, how we have to introduce new tools and AI for the other, let's say, department and teams to things, let's say, evolve, generate more value for the company. And then you have the IT people. IT is more about get things, let's say, stable, secured, ensure that everything in day-to-day operation is running smoothly, and let's say the people not complaining about any kind of IT problems. And at the end of this, we have the users, business users, regardless of which department, HR, finance, operation in general. They just think their jobs, their tasks to get faster, to be simpler, to be easier. So with these three pillars, you see we have some disconnection. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not sharing my screen? Thanks, Mohammed. I'm not sharing my screen. Sorry for that. Thanks, Mohammed. I think we did not miss much. Yeah, we can continue from here. So this is what I'm talking about the three pillars. So the business users, they are looking for results. We need to get this done faster. We need to be more accurate. We need to be predictive. At the same way, IT worries more about servers, infrastructures, big solutions, ERP systems, and all of that. And of course, we have the management view. We're talking about visions, strategy, missions, and goals, and where people need to adopt more technology and stuff like this. And this is where the automation team come to link all these three pillars together. So we get, let's say, the vision and the goals from the management point of view. We, let's say, collaborate with IT to ensure they are in the governance. They put their own policies. They know what's happening in the system. But at the same time, we talk to the business users to ensure what their day-to-day pain problems, what them takes most of their times. So it's not about only saving time. It's more about getting things, let's say, faster, more accurate, and at the same time, free people to focus on more important stuff. I've been in discussion the other day with one of the clients, and he said, "What we're doing now is good, but we have someone who's taking around 3 hours every week doing it. Now, this person, if we free this time, he will be doing another more important stuff." So you need to think about it as a cultural thing rather than just a one tool or one piece of technology that you will introduce in your business. Um, Looks familiar, this one. So this one is just a sample of how people say how it's actually one of our client. So when they come to us, I talked to the CFO and he showed me, he said, all right, we have all these manual forms now and everyone is complaining about. Everyone is asking where to find the form, how to fill the form, what's happening after we fill in the form. And all of that is just like taking time. There is no data visibility for the management, no tracking, no auto actions. When we start working with them, some of these forms just get rid of because we automate the whole thing totally. So when you have these forms, this is a red flag. So using these forms, especially by multiple people and without clear tracking, this is a red flag that you have a broken process. So these are samples of the forms that we did. And as I said, some of these forms, you don't need have to automate or say to replace them with a tool. What you actually do, you automate the whole thing as a process. And this is where we say always start with the process, then technology second. You first start analyzing the process, what it's doing, who needs it, and then you come up with a solution. Sometimes the solution doesn't require any kind of user interaction. It's just like system to system process, and it's not a user-based process. Now, that's nice, but how this all, let's say, translate to the automation as a service, let's say, offering that we do in top-notch technology. So the first thing with the automation as a service, it's a long-term engagement. It's not one project, one scope that we do, and that's it, we're done. It's more like long-term engagement. It's think about it like you are hiring an automation team to your company and we took full ownership about all the steps in the automation, digitalization, all of that using the Microsoft technology. We'll talk about it. So it's a cycle. So first we do discovery. We sit with the department heads, HR managers, finance managers, operations head, and we sit with the CEO and C-level understanding the vision. And then we come up with some kind of candidates for processes that can be optimized, can be automated, can be digitized, and then we go into development queue. This is will be developed, and at the same time we keep optimizing them over and over. So it's not a system. It's or let's say it's a platform. It's more like a full program that you run over and over, applying to multiple departments where you have a clear KPIs and metrics of the success of each process with a clear ROI. So we deliver it in let's just say it's a cycle. It's a living system, not static tool. So it's not like a one tool and should apply for everything. It's a custom. You can build it as you want. We use Microsoft Power Platform and 365 Stack. We will talk about it in a minute. And we deliver it in Agile Sprint, depends on in your capacity from your side and let's say what package you have from the automation as a service. Now, why it matters now? First of all, because we all under this AI, let's say buzzwords, and everyone is talking about automation. getting things done automatically, faster, even without a human interactions. So now with automation as a service, people wants to start, let's say, elevate how they're doing it, but they don't know where to start. I have these forms. Okay, that's nice. Like I've been with an HR manager. All right, I have these forms, but I don't know where to start, how to digitize, how to get rid of them. I hate them. Another customer, another CFO, we were talking about. I have this Excel sheet. I want to get rid of them, but I don't know how. And this is where we come to using the tool, diagnose the process itself, and introduce the best solution using the tools with the Microsoft low code. So we understand what's happening, why we need this process, and how it works, what data is connected to, what system is integrated to, and then make the solution to communicate all of that. So by this, automation as a service becomes as a service, not as a project. So it's something that's happening every month. You set, you optimize, you make more discovery, you set, optimize, make more discovery. One thing that we always say, uh, people don't know what they don't know. Like, all right, I have a form for now, for example, or I have a process that it's done via people sending email. I cannot picture it how it will be done via technology. So they will never ask for it to be on a technology because they don't know that it could be digitized or automated even without any user interface. So this is why you need to go there and keep digging for these, let's say, cases and scenarios and the processes that you will be shocked how much time end users spend on filling forms, following ups, sending unnecessary emails because there is no easy way to manage all of this. The ROI here is tracked and measured because it's not one off. It's not like I'm doing my scope, all right, I'm done my scope, that's it for me. No, it's a long-term engagement. We set, we calculate the ROI and measure the ROI as our KPI of success. And of course, we have the evolve. As I said, the first time you build the form, the users will, oh, now we understand. Can we add this? Can we add that? If you are in one-time project, you will hear the word change request a lot because every time you show the users will start thinking again, oh, can we add this? Can we add that? Let's make it even faster. Let's make it better. Now with automation as a service, we don't have that. It's designed or in purpose to handle these situations. With the first draft or the first version of the automation, of course, it will need optimization, it will need more enhancement. The users may come back and say, oh, can we have more automation of this? Can we take extra step? Can we remove this step? And all of that. And this is expected. So this is how automation should be. It should evolve with the user's requirement. So let's go back, let's go now further how it works and how we deliver it. So first we do discovery. Uh, so before the discovery, let me just take a little bit step back. And before discovery, we do, let's say, some kind of general high road roadmap and planning. So where we sit with the owner or the lead or the sponsor from your side, so to understand where do you want to go with this. All right. Then we start the discovery. The discovery where we sit, as I said, with department heads, business users, super key users, all of these people who knows what's happening inside your business from day-to-day operation, what's taking more time, what's not accurate, what we need to improve, what's not. And then we design. We come up with a list of things, a candidate of a process that can be digitized, automated, and prioritize it based on the ROI, based on the importance. Like this is nice to have, but it doesn't make an impact to the business. So maybe we can put it in the development queue, but as a low priority. So we took all these, let's say, processes and put it in a prioritized list. What needs to be done first? Okay. After we done this, we have different, let's say, processes that it's ready for development. Once we build it with a development team using the 365 that we will talk about, then we do the rollout. The rollout is not just this is the app you can start using. We do training rollout or phased rollout. We ensure the users are adopting the technology. One problem that we've seen in the one-time projects is the adoption problem. Users do not like the tool or do not use the tool for any reason. You spend a couple of months or even more building an awesome tool, and for some reason the users don't use it. And this is where automation as a service help as well, because you have an active and live feedback channel from the users of what's happening. So it's not like you do it, you deploy it, and you say goodbye. No, it's more like you are fully engaged with your user to ensure that you are delivering what they expect. After that, after we deliver it, we do the monthly evaluation session. We will have like a backlog of feature requests, changes, bugs, all of that. We will evaluate and see how we can make it better, adding features, develop more. And at the same time, every month we will go to the development queue, adding more processes to be developed. Depends on the package, how many process you can have in a specific period. And then we repeat the cycle every quarter to do more discovery and get more items. So with this, you get full automation team in place. You will get a project manager, you will get UI UX business process consultant, and of course a developer. So this is like, as I said, hiring a full automation team. All right. So what can be done using this service? So to start with, definitely is manual forms. And as I said, we are not talking here about, let's say, replacing the manual form with digital tool. This is not always the case. This could be a case, to be honest, but not always. I have another webinar talking about how to change the forms or automate the forms from manually to be automated. So the first start, I think this is always a good start point, the manual forms, the Word, the Excel sheets, or anything like this. It's a candidate for automation. Document generating and routing, contract, certificates, any kind of documentation could be auto-generated as well. Onboarding workflow, whether it's a customer onboarding, vendor onboarding, or employee onboarding, you can do all these workflows as a part of this service. You have automated reminders and notification, like it's a data-driven thing, so you can watch your data, take actions on advance as well. And of course, we have integration between systems or with other systems. Like if you have a finance system and CRM system and you make a connection of them, now people exporting Excel sheet from one system to another, you can make that all automated. And these are just like some samples of what can be done. People who are familiar with the Microsoft Power Platform, they know that I will not say anything, but most of the business use cases, it's a custom solution platform. And this is the thing. It depends on your requirements, in your business scenario, your use case, and this is where you get the best of it because it's totally custom for you. All right. Now, what tool we use? So here we have to say, point out that we are using one platform only, which is the 365. We are not getting any third-party solutions. We are not deploying anything new to your environment. It's something you already have under your 365 subscription, whether it's a Power Apps to build an internal applications, whether it's a SharePoint to store data and manage documents, Power Pages for external portals for vendors and customers, Power Automate for workflow and integrations. Then we have the Dataverse, which is another database for digital records. And we have the Power BI as a dashboard, KPIs and stuff. And of course, we have the Copilot Studio, which is integrate with all these tools. Keep in mind, these all tools are integrated with each other, integrated with other 365 tools like Outlook, Teams, Planner, and integrated with external system. So if you have an ERP system, for example, we can easily integrate any of these tools with it. If you have an external CRM, external API, it can be integrated easily. So we keep everything in one place, which is Microsoft Power Platform. So you don't have to go external, even from licensing perspective, from users management. This is still under the IT management. So this is where we let's say that this is not like you are adding more load for IT. It's something they're already doing now because they're already managing the 365. So you are not introducing anything new. So by this, everything will be in one place. whatever policy you applied in your tenant in the organization, it will apply to this solution as well. Okay. All right. So here I will take a little bit about the difference between the automation as a service and the one-time project, or what we call it fixed scope project, where you have a clear scope and you just deliver this scope. The first thing always is the scope creep. And as I mentioned before, after you build it, you show it to the users and the users say, oh, can we change this? Can we change that? This is outside the scope. Then we have a change request and go through whole thing of change request, dilemma, and negotiation, even sometimes that make things slower, never get done sometimes, or you compromise the features. So this is where automation as a service, it's built to handle these scenarios. So it's not a one-time thing. The goal is not to deliver what we agreed on in the scope. The goal is just to ensure that the user is satisfied, the process is automated, and we are, let's say, following the vision or the mission for your company. So as I said, the approach here, then the one time it's take the scope, we get it, we analyze it, we generate one document as a PRD, where we decide what we want to build. But in the automation exhibit, it's a live discussion. Always anything could be changed. And then we have these all changes where to fit. So if you have, let's say, a lot of forms, a lot of processes, not sure where to start, not sure what to ask the IT for, this is good for you. Maybe the one-time project is good when you have very clear, specific requirements. Maybe one-time projects work better for you as well. The support for the one-time, it's always limited by a specific, let's say, days, depends on the project. But here, automation in the service, once while your subscription is active, you already have a support included even for the previous processes that you've done. So you already have that coverage as well. So let me just, and then we have the ROI. So the ROI is one time for the projects, and for the ROI for the automation as a service, every time you optimize, every time you add in more features, introducing the new processes, the ROI is going to be higher and higher. The cost model is clear. The one-time project is one-time payment, rather than the cost model is a subscription fees that you know and you can predict and you can project every month. So for the one-time project, for the adaptions, for every time you have a new project, you have a new adaptions, you have a new, let's say, project assignment. You will need to make a new team for it and new documentations and all of that. But once you have the automation as a service, once you have it the first time kicked off, now that will cover everything after that. The ownership, as I said, in the automation as a service, we stay as a partner, as a team. So it's not like hit and run. I get the project done. That's it for me. It's more like full-time engagement as well, and long-term engagement with you. The scalability, as I said, for the one-time project, you can get me a couple of forms that to automate, and that's it. Or you can do automation as a service and automate as much as you can. And of course, strategically, the automation as a service offer more, let's say, value for the strategic actions or goals that you have. Okay, so what you will get actually, as I said, the evolving solution, it's not like fixed solution that will never change. It's something that it will keep evolving, keep optimized and enhanced. And then you will have the team. So my team will be working with you from starting the analyzing the processes, to design the process, to developing the process, to roll out the process. So we'll have a partner with you. And of course, we will have monthly improvement and health check. So we will tell you after we roll out how many users access this app, how many requests we get from this workflow and the process, where is the bottleneck, if there is any, and all of that. So we will do the analysis to ensure what we developed is actually used and adopted. Of course, we have end user training and enablement. Depends on your, let's say, structure. We can do the actual end user trainings, or we can train super users or champions so they can transfer the knowledge to other users. And of course, you have a transparency of what's built. So, like, you will have a clear understanding of how many processes and what's the effort for each and all of that. I think here by this we cover most of the aspects of the automation as a service. So I will leave it a little bit for questions. So if you have any questions, let me check the chat. Yeah, this is the sharing screen. Yeah, thank you, always, for the sharing screen reminder. And yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions if you have.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Hi, Ihab, how are you? Thank you
I'm
for
good,
this
good.
invitation for this
Thank you.
presentation also.
Thank you, Ahmad.
I have some question about the fees for each adoption.
Yeah, of course. So we have packages that I can share it with you maybe on offline, or we can catch up after this one. I can share it with you because I have to explain what each package includes. So yes, definitely I can share it with you after this call.
Also, I have other question. If the client utilize Google platform for emails and
Yes,
for storage, what is
yes.
the? Do you have a solution, or you have to
Mm.
let them to move to Microsoft?
Yeah, unfortunately, this what we do here is just exclusively applied for the Microsoft, say, hosted environments. So if they are in Google, actually, they don't have these tools, so they will not be able to use it unless they, let's say, move, for example.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks, Ahmad, for the questions. So hopefully that answered some questions that you have before joining the call. And yeah, Muhammad, sorry, you have a question?
So, first of all, thank you so much for this session.
Thank you,
So,
Muhammad.
my primary question is actually how do actually we know, being in, let's say, being in an IT department, what are the things which can be automated? Like in generally, you have actually mentioned the processes like which are requiring some manual workload or workforce. Or is there any, you can say, observation or pattern you have actually experienced during your time? Like this is how you can actually identify this process can be automated, or this process we can actually semi-automate. Like what is
Yeah,
the you can say um, way of looking things that we can actually say this can be automated?
yeah, exactly. So there are many ways that we follow, to be honest. First is just sitting with the business, let's say, leaders to understand what they're doing. Second, we have a questionnaire with, let's say, some detailed uh, let's say, investigation to try to get these processes out. Because let's say if we go to the HR, we have specific set of processes, and we start asking about them, like how do you do the onboarding for now? Do you have an offboarding workflow? Like for the finance, how do you do bank statement reconciliation for the AP, or for the procurement? How do you do managing the purchase and acquisition? So we have a lot of questions per departments, and depends on these answers we start to figure out, oh, start to dig deeper in this area. So if he starts saying we don't know about the onboarding workflow, and then we know that there's a problem there. Second one, anything in Excel sheet, word forms, these are always a candidate for processes automation. Anything people is using an Excel sheet for, or a Word format forms, these are always a candidate for to be automated or digitized.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, that's was a good question. Anything else from the rest? Okay, in this case, I think we can wrap up. Just let me check here. Sorry. Yeah, all right. So thanks everyone for joining. And if you have any questions or you have any comments, please reach out to me and you will receive the recording, hopefully with a couple of days. And thank you very much and have a good day. Thanks, Majid. Thanks, Imad. Have a good day. Thank you. Thank you.